Torah Sisters, it's Amy. I am making more videos about ladies groups. There's a map on TorahSisters.com where you can find a group. And so there's a whole playlist of videos about this subject. So please watch all the videos on the subject, especially if you're a group organizer. This one is an overview for group organizers. And if you're not finding a group near you, but you wish there was, I would like you to start a group. So let's talk about these things, what it would look like, how does it go? First of all, please know that your groups are not my groups. We're not associated with each other. We're not affiliated with one another. You're doing your thing, and I'm using my website to help you get the word out about your thing, okay? So I'm not the boss of you, and whatever I say here is just ideas and suggestions, especially for those who are unsure of where to even start. I just want to give ideas, but I'm not your boss. You do what the Father is telling you to do with your group. So here's the first thing I want you to know is your group can be really anything as long as it has a focus on women, and you're inviting and welcoming and your focus is on Yeshua and Torah, ladies who follow Yeshua and follow Torah, then your group is probably appropriate for me to put on my map. And if you're thinking about starting a group, it doesn't have to be a Bible study. You don't have to lead a devotional or do a teaching. Your group, in fact, at my group, I have ladies come to my house and there's no teaching, there's no Bible study. And I kind of want it to be that way because I'm going to use my group as an example. Is my vision for my group is so that women have a place to go and meet other women. But I know in Michigan here, there's a wide variety of beliefs on some of the less weighty matters. We all love Yeshua and keep Torah, the two most weighty matters. But there's a lot of other matters where we don't see eye to eye on things. But I want them all to come together because we share these two weighty matters. We can fellowship. We can pray together. We can bear one another's burdens. We can find out about needs in the body of Messiah. And we can have fun and fellowship. And chatty chat. So I'm not picky about who comes as long as they follow Yeshua and keep Torah. Now, that's my group. So it's kind of open to all women. I don't have kids, but you might want kids. You might have little kids and you're like, Amy, the only way I can have a group is if kids are there because I have my own kids around all the time. So fine, have a group with kids. And you decide, do you want to organize the ladies to take turns doing childcare, or do you want to chip in together and pay a teenager to watch them, or just have the teenager watch them? Or do you want every mom in charge of her own kids? That's up to you. I don't care. These groups can be all sorts of different things. Your groups do not have to be open to all. If your vision, so here's what I want to say about vision. If you're feeling called to start a group, your calling might be more specific or different than my calling. I just described you what my group is like, but you might feel very called to start a homeschooling moms group. And your whole focus, you want to mentor and counsel and encourage and work through practical homeschooling things together. Well, that's your vision. Go for it. So you can put that on the website. Let me know about it. If again, it's for Torah keeping moms, I will help you get the word out. I encourage you to not let other women come and change your vision. And I'll talk more about that in another video. I'm going to make another video about issues that might come up. So please watch that video. But whatever your vision is for your group, go for it and start it. So it might be a homeschooling group. It might be a walkers group. Maybe you want to start walking every day, and on Mondays and Wednesdays, you invite other Torah-keeping women to meet at your driveway and go for a walk together. I don't care. That's a women's group. We can put that on the map. You might have a Bible study. All right, well, let's put that on the map. Or you might have does anybody do scrapbooking parties anymore? Or a crafters party. Maybe once a month, you and some Torah ladies get together and do crafts together. And if you're willing to invite other ladies in your community, put it on the map. Now, if your group is private and small, it's just you and some of your close friends, and you don't want people, then don't put it on my map, obviously. But what I'm getting at is your group can be whatever you want it to be. I do hope that there will be some groups kind of like mine, where the older women can be with the younger women, because the older women are supposed to mentor the younger. But if you're an older widow and you want to have some time dedicated to being just with other widows, then put that on the map. That's okay. I understand and respect that. And there's plenty of room in our communities for different kinds of groups. But if it's for women, then, and you want to invite others, let's put it on the map. And when you submit your thing, you can have, there's a place to say what your group is about. So if it is just for homeschooling moms, put that in there, and write it like a commercial. If you're a homeschooling mom, join us for fellowship, fun, and practical help. We can answer questions for one another and help each other through homeschooling circumstances with other women who love Yeshua and Torah. So whatever specific focus your group is, you can tell the ladies about it before they even call. I don't care where your group is. It might be in your house. You could meet at a Panera. You could meet at a park so the kids can run around and play. You could rent a little room. Whatever. I recommend that you don't do it on Shabbat, because Shabbat is usually for entire families to come together, versus this is just women. So, and if you do it on a day that is not Shabbat, then you have lots of options of where you can meet. How often you meet, again, I don't care. That's up to you. I don't know. My group, I'm shooting for about every 3 months they come to my house. But eventually, hopefully, we'll grow out of my house, and then I'll probably rent the little city hall room down the road. They have like a little room that people, like kind of like a conference room. And I'll tell the ladies, if you want to chip in to help out with the expense, there's an envelope on the table. Ladies might chip in. You can have a potluck. I don't care like how you do it. I choose not to have a potluck. And this is my other advice: is for you, the organizer, keep it really easy on yourself. So I figure I'm cleaning my house for the ladies to come over, so I'm not going to prepare food. I have coffee and tea and water, and I don't even have to do that. I think if I asked another lady, can you be in charge of the coffee, she would gladly do that. Ask for help. And so keep it really simple. Some ladies, even though I say there's no potluck, they bring a snack or dessert to share anyway. And it's glorious. It's glorious. We've had the best food at the couple ladies gatherings I've had. But you know how it is. If you have every lady bring a snack and we don't have our families with us, you're going to have tons of food left over. So you might want to say even something like, if your last name starts with A through K, you bring a snack. And then the next time have the other ladies bring a snack. Or I just leave it loosey-goosey, like whatever. Some ladies, if they're having a busy Sunday or they're whatever, I don't want them to be burdened with bringing a snack. I just want them to come. I do it in the evening after dinner, so they're not starving. Or if they just bring their own granola bar, I don't care. I just want them to come. But if you have a longer gathering and you're going to make like half a day of it, then you might want to have a potluck. I don't know. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. I recommend that you recruit help and keep it easy on yourself, because if you're the organizer, you're going to have a lot of behind the scenes work. So anything you can do to keep it easy, especially on that day, I think is a wise idea. I have learned, I don't even go crazy cleaning my house. Like, look at my homeschool bookshelves. This is what they looked like the last time I had my lady friends over. And oh well, this is how we live. We just end up sitting in this room. This is like my dining room. We just put a bunch of chairs in a circle. I don't even go crazy cleaning my living room anymore, because they don't go in there. They all just sit here. It's a nice spot to sit, and then we're close to the food because the kitchen is right there. So you can do it however you want, but keep it easy. Don't worry like your house has to be spotless, because none of us expect your house to be spotless, and that can become even a pride thing, especially if it holds you back. If you find yourself saying, I'm not going to do that because I could never have my house clean enough, maybe your standard is too high. If it's holding you back if you feel like God's calling you to start a group, and then you say, no, because I can't clean my house good enough, your standard is too high, because you're squishing what the Spirit is telling you to do. Does that make sense? So just to encourage you, ladies are not going around looking at how clean your house is. We don't care that much. And it's taken me a long time to realize that. How do you keep in touch with the lady? So here's how this will work. And when a lady finds your listing, they will call you or email you, whatever you put on there. If you put a phone number, I'm encouraging ladies to call you. Please remember that I cannot vet the people who call you. I don't know who's going to find you. It could be anybody. So have a list of questions ready, sort of a spiel. You tell them about your group, what you do, what it's about. You can ask her a couple questions, and then she might have questions for you back and forth. Don't ask a million questions. Again, I'm hoping that we're not too picky about beliefs, because there's a wide variety of beliefs out there. Hopefully the most weighty are Torah and Yeshua, but below that, there's a whole variety of, calendars and head coverings and all this stuff. Unless your group is about, let's practice tying head coverings, then whatever someone thinks about that, they ought to be able to come to your group, if that makes sense. So don't have too many rules about who can come and who can't. But whatever is really important to you, ask them on the phone or in an email before you tell them when and where. So that's the other thing. When you put your listing up, don't put when and where you're meeting in your listing. I didn't even ask because I don't want to, because you might change your mind or your plans might change. And also, I feel like you should have an opportunity to talk to someone before they know your location, just for safety, for common sense. But again, just know that bad things can happen. We'll talk about certain situations in another video, but I can't vet them, and nor can I vet you. So, and if you decide to quit your group, that's okay. And that's another encouragement. If you're really nervous about starting a group, just try. That doesn't mean you're making an oath and you're making a vow and you have to do it forever. Just try. I will make another video maybe about group etiquette and some ideas to make your group run smoothly. But I encourage you to just try. This video is too long now. Just go for it. And you can change how your group is, although I think it would be hard to kick ladies out. But, you could have a cooking club group. You could have a group for parents, for moms of small children. You could have whatever. I hope there's lots and lots of groups that are like mine. Just everybody come and let's drink coffee and talk. If the group gets really huge, you might have some barriers. I would like to see the groups be really hyper local. So that means if your group turns into 100 ladies, which would be amazing, and it's just too much, no one can meet each other. There's no time for everybody to even introduce. If you give everybody 3 minutes to introduce themselves and you have 100 ladies, that's not going to work out. There has to be some order. So you might have to split, not in a bad way, but in this is a blessing. There's so many ladies. Let's have a group for the east side of town and a group on the west side of town. And now you have two groups, so that ladies can still be hyper local. They can be hanging out with ladies who live close to them. Because one of the purposes of this is for us to find fellowship and to help each other, right? So here's what I envision. A lot of ladies are afraid when they come to Torah. Not afraid, but not everyone, but some ladies are skittish about finding a fellowship on Shabbat where there's a big, huge Bible study or a teaching, and taking their whole family there. Because you don't know what's going to be taught, and you don't know what it's going to be like, or if they're wackadoodle. And so those ladies will just stay home with their families, sometimes for a very long time. I see ladies groups as a bridge to Shabbat fellowship with the entire family, which is the most important thing. Ladies groups is not the most important thing. It's entire groups. And when I say families, I mean single people too. Do not leave the single women out. But ladies, we're more willing to go to a ladies group where I'm not taking my husband, I'm not taking my kids, I'm going to go scout. And then you bring all these ladies with probably various beliefs together. And hopefully they start making connections with each other, right? We're really like-minded. Our families should get together on Shabbat and have a Bible study together, because we realize we have a lot in common. Or families, two moms might realize they both have special needs kids, and they might make a special connection and get together again privately, just the two of them, or whatever it is. Or they might realize, oh, one of the ladies there, she and her husband run a Shabbat group, a fellowship where there is teaching and everything. And now I've met this woman. She's pretty cool. She's pretty normal. All right, I'm going to go home and tell my husband that this might be a good place to go as a family on Shabbat. So women's groups are a great place to make bridges and make connections. That's part of my vision for this. But it's your group. You do what you want. Keep it easy. Just sit around and talk, even if you don't have coffee. Ladies can bring their own water bottles. Just sit around and talk. Ladies who are keeping Torah, there are so many who are new. And even us oldies, we just want so much to be together. Like, when you come into fellowship with other Torah keepers who love Yeshua, it's like your home and their family, which is why I call us Torah sisters. Nobody's picky about little things like, oh, there's no potluck? What kind of Torah keepers are you? I mean, that's silly. No one's going to say that. They are just so happy to be together. So just go for it. If you're thinking about starting a group, please, please, please just go for it. Put your information on the map, hit that submit form. And if you change your mind later, just fill it out again and write, Amy, I changed my mind. This isn't doable. Please take my group off. Or see if one of the other ladies will take it over and then just update the name and phone number of the listing. So you'll see how to do that. But just try. Just try. There's so many lonely Torah keeping women out there. I would like to see hundreds and hundreds of these groups on the map in a year from now. So that's all. Thank you so much for what you're doing. It is not easy. I'm going to make another video to encourage you about the not easy stuff. So please watch that one too when you have time. I know this is a lot. Bye.